Okay, guys, what do we got today? We've got Kansept knives, and I got these from Kansept Knives. It's called the Accipiter, Accipiter, and this is the full-size Accipiter. This is the mini, smaller, but same exact design. And let's drop it down. Okay, so this is a front flipper. This has got copper on the front and black tie. Now you can get them, you want to go to a black tie, I think. So, or just a regular silver tie, titanium. So it's a titanium frame lock front flipper, and that's the standard size, like I said before, and that's the mini. Now, White Mountain Knives has them in all forms, it seems like. And this is the mini with the Damascus inlay. Then you can get them with the black tie, with the copper. You got regular titanium with micarta or copper or carbon fiber. And the next page just keeps on going. There's 3 more models. So there's a variety of options. And just remember, if you go to get one from White Mountain, don't cheat yourself. Use LTK as the discount code. And remember, no sales tax getting charged on White Mountain right now as of this airing, and free shipping. So that's meaningful. Sometimes you get charged shipping. Sometimes you get charged taxes. And when you're paying over $200 for a knife, that becomes significant. Now they come in this box like this, and this one is the standard size, 3.53 inch. Kim Ning is the designer. CPMS 35VN, of course, the TC4 titanium, and that's the model number here. Now, the small one, that's the mini, and it's just right at 3-inch blade, okay? So let's take a look at them. Nice little drop there. It's centered. No blade play, no lock rock, nothing like that. You can see that it's got an over travel stop. We'll take one of these apart. Probably the larger one we'll take apart. This is a green micarta insert. Okay. Here's the lockup. It's about 30%. Hardened steel insert, over travel stop, probably ceramic bearings. We'll know for sure when we get into it. And then, of course, it's a front flipper. And this seems to be pretty easy to flip, at least as far as I'm concerned. See? Not difficult. Of course, I'm letting it fall, and it's quick over that detent ball, so your thumb doesn't have to stay in the way as it rolls around, because you don't have a flipper tab to catch your thumb as you're as you're kicking it loose. Oh wow! But you know, fit and finish seemed nice. This is pretty nicely rounded here. You've got jimping, of course, there because it's really for the flipper tab, but also for traction up here. You've got a little choil right there behind the edge. Not really a go forward position, but nice for sharpening. The blade looks sensible for piercing, for slicing, that kind of thing. And let me get a little piece of paper out here and see if they're sharp. Wow, that one is. Whew. Oh, baby, that's scary sharp. Let's try this one. Oh, yeah, that's very nice as well. Yeah, that does a great job. And does that look like just a tiny bit of a recurve? I guess I can't tell if I'm seeing any light through there or not. But I don't think that would be all that difficult to sharpen regardless. Nice blade shape, kind of reinforced tip here. Of course, it's got, their model number on it, S35VN, their trademark logo, and Accipiter. So it says what model it is. on the blade. Fit and finish is nice on here. No hot spots or issues like that. The inlay is very nicely done. Okay. And titanium pocket clip. Relatively deep carry on that. And then here's your lanyard area. This one does not have that. This one has a little, a different little raised area for the lanyard. And I don't know. I mean, I guess that's a matter of taste right there. Do you like that or do you like that better? To me, wouldn't make a whole lot of difference one way or the other. You can see with this copper inlay, the gold hardware on here. See that? Yeah, kind of nice. I'm not a big fan of copper necessarily, but these are not solid copper scales, and that's what I usually stay away from. As far as just a copper inlay, not a bad deal there. And then on the back side, they didn't put any inlay at all, which, you really could do very easily. There's a lot of knives that have inlay on both sides. And I've mentioned this a time or two to Kansept, but for whatever reason, they're not doing that. Not on this knife, at least. So I would encourage them in the future to consider balancing here with inlay on both sides. I mean, there's so many other knives now that are doing that. Let's put them on the scale, see how much they weigh. And the mini is 3.26 ounces. The large one's 4.46, not bad, at 126 grams. This one, 92.4. So not very heavy considering, solid titanium, that kind of thing. Not bad. Not bad at all. Let's get some sizes on them, by the way. And if you compare them to like the Civivi Ortiz I've got here, but they're bigger than that. Now, maybe smaller than that. Okay, yeah, Ortiz is bigger. So these things are 2.91 supposedly is the blade length. And yeah, they're right. At about 75 millimeter, 6 3/4 overall on the mini, at a little over 17 centimeters. So it's not really a 3 and a 7, but it's close. So I call it kind of good at that. Let's try this one. So this is supposed to be 3.5, and it is, and it's really over 3.5 cutting edge. Okay, at 90 millimeters, and then 8 1/16. It's not 8 1/4, but I mean 8 1/8 right here. 21, close to 21 centimeters. Let's take a stab at seeing what they're doing here for width on the handle. 0.48. At 12 millimeters, that's not bad. 0.47, keep pushing. But no, 0.47 I've got at 12 millimeters. Blade stock 3.4 at 0.13. Now, that's, it's fairly slender in the hand. This is 0.46, which is just under 12 millimeters. And 3 millimeter blade stock. 0.11. Okay, so yeah, they're not all that fat. They're about the same thickness as the Paramilitary 2. Okay, and they're pretty light. This one's heavier than the PM2 because the PM2 is 3.8 ounces. But yeah, hey, it's solid titanium with a micarta inlay, and we'll get into it. But if you're gonna machine this area out to put a micarta or carbon fiber or copper inlay or Damascus inlay, then you really can't come up from the other side and do much weight relieving in that regard. But yeah, I mean, the action seems very nice on this. And, you know, I haven't messed with the pivot or done anything like that. So haven't put any tools to it yet, but we will here in a little bit. Now let's look at ergos, and ergos is pretty good. Right here is that front choil area for my finger, and the rest of this is pretty neutral, okay? Not sure if I needed to do this here. This might have been nice if they would have, you know, just kept that line going here instead of hitting that peak. Just bring that line continually up. But, okay, it's not a big deal. And where's my balance? That's easy to find. Reverse grip, nice. And blade to handle length. That's pretty respectable. I don't know that they could have done a whole lot more. It doesn't look disproportional or anything. And then the design flow is great. It's just that, of course, this is intentional because of the front flipper. So where's my balance? That's easy to find there. Yeah. So, you know, it drops nicely. You know, it's not, it's more of a kind of a, you know, kind of just give it a little bit of gravity, let it kind of drop down on its own. It might be adjustable there as well. But you look at the top of the blade here, it's crowned, you know, it's nice and smooth. It's not squared off or anything. Yeah. I don't see a way that you're going to make contact with that blade in here. And then they've machined away an area here as well. So, yeah, nice. So if you like the black with the copper and then these gold hardware, that's nice. I like this micarta with the silver. It's just kind of more my style. But they're very sharp out of the box. Premium materials. Yeah, I like that. You know, right here, here's your pass-through. Disengaging it, yeah, that's real easy. So it's easy to disengage that lock bar and just let it drop. And like I said before, it's quick over the detamp ball. So let's see what we have here. Are these number 6s? Yeah, they are. Kind of wish they'd go to a number 8. Some other manufacturers have gone to all number 8s. That would be helpful. Then you'd only need one size, and I sure like the bigger, deeper tines than when you get these little, you start getting down to the 6 and the 5. Ooh, yeah, you start rounding things off easier. So let's turn this. Gonna have to stabilize this here because both sides were turning, which means we probably have a round pivot, which is another dink that I kind of get upset about, because really it'd be nice if you just have a D shape in there. Then you can avoid the entire pivot turning around and around. Although they do have access on both sides to your number 8. So, okay, it's not a complete loss. You can stabilize it on that side. Now let's see about taking the rest of this apart with our number 6 driver. And that screw's coming out. Come on. Yep, there you go. And there's a little blue thread locker on there. And if I can see through my camera. Okay, here we go. Okay. Pull this out and see if that's the same size. It looks like the same size. kind of feel everything letting go here. And there it goes. And there's your internal blade stop travel. And yes, ceramic bearings on the pivot. Looks very, very clean though. Wow. And then of course your steel washer here, but it's got the little race in it for your bearings to be able to travel through, so that's nice. And there it is, just like that. So very nice. Okay, we're good. Here's your blade. Needs to come away. Underneath, you got another set of bearings, and I'm trying to throw this down on the ground. But there you go. It is a one piece here, so it's not a separate screw on this side. That's good. So we can see that that came through from the lock side. And then, of course, there's our bearings. This that just fell out came from here because this is the little piece that goes in here that we can put our lanyard into, and the back spacer here. Okay, pocket clip, etc. on this side, pivot surround, etc. Okay, it looks really, really clean. You know, and there's your travel. Of course, you've got an internal blade stop. And all we need to do is roll this back through like this. And then we can put some bearings in here. And we can put some lube on top of that. And then let's throw a blade. You can see, of course, the hardened steel insert, over travel stop, ceramic detent ball. Throw this on. Turn it around. There's no weight relieving here on the inside, but it's pretty light anyhow, just not that much, over 4 ounces. Bearing. And of course, I'm just going to put the washer on top here, and then it'll fit right here when I put it all down together like that. Now, let's kick our number 8 pivot screw here. And I'm holding that screw on the other side, and I can hold it because there's not that much interference there going on. So we're good and we're centered. We just have these 2 body screws to put back on. If I can drop them in the hole, right? Just like that. Just like that. And get our number 6 out here. Oop, oop, oop. Come on. And that's locked in. And this one. Okay, now we're locked down. That looks centered. No play. Did I get too strong on it? No, I don't think so. I could back it off just a tiny and see what happens. Just a bit. Yeah, ooh. That changed the drop. It definitely changed the drop. See how that drops? Still centered. Let me see if I got any play. no play. So now the drop is way different than when it came out of the box. I just backed it off a little bit, and look at that drop now. Really nice. All right, back with the Accipiter and Accipiter Mini, or Mini Accipiter, and very nice. I like the front flipper action on these. It's easy to flip, okay? And this one, wow, this is dropping like crazy now. This is really good, so I might adjust that one over there after this. Very, very nice. Like the micarta, that's really cool. And yeah, good ergos, feels good in the hand. This one's sensible. You know, good contact patch here because you don't have a flipper tab hanging down there. You know, this is very usable. I like it. I'm going to leave you to it. Thank you so much for joining me. And you know what we do? We love them knives, so you guys stay sharp.